Priya gets a notification on her phone every single month, not from her boss, not from a client, not from anyone she works for. It just says dividend credited, 48,200 rupees. She is sitting at home in Pune. No office, no meetings, no alarm set for Monday morning. She built this over 17 years, starting with 3,000 rupees a month in SIPs when she was 26 years old and had no idea what she was doing. Today, she is 43 and her portfolio pays her more every month than most people earn from their jobs. And the number she started with, the number that made this all possible, was not crores. It was not even close to what most people think. That number is what this entire video is about. Welcome back to Finance with Shivani. Today we are answering the question that sits in the back of every investor's mind in India. How much money do you actually need invested to make 50,000 rupees every single month, forever, without touching the principal? I'm going to give you the real number, the honest math, the tax reality that most finance videos completely skip over. And most importantly, the exact path to get there from wherever you are right now. Let's go. First, the number everyone wants to know. To generate 50,000 rupees per month, that is 6 lakh rupees per year, in dividend income from reliable blue-chip Indian stocks, you need to understand one concept before anything else. Dividend yield. Dividend yield is simply the annual dividend a stock pays divided by its current price, expressed as a percentage. If a stock is trading at 100 rupees and pays 4 rupees per share annually in dividends, its yield is 4%. Simple. Now here is where most people go wrong. When you search online for high dividend yield stocks in India, you will find numbers that look extremely attractive. Some screeners will show you yields of 9%, 12%, even higher. And your brain immediately does the math. If I can get 10% yield, I only need 60 lakh rupees to make 6 lakh rupees a year. But this is one of the most dangerous traps in dividend investing, and here is exactly why. Dividend yield rises when a stock price falls. If a company was paying 10 rupees per share in dividends and its stock crashes from 200 rupees to 100 rupees, the yield jumps from 5% to 10%. It looks incredible on a screener. But the stock crashed for a reason. The business is in trouble. And a dividend that looks unsustainable almost always gets cut next. You did not find a gem. You found a trap. For genuinely sustainable, blue-chip dividend income in India right now, the honest range sits between 4.5% and 6%. As of March 2026, Coal India is yielding approximately 5.87%. ITC is at approximately 4.82%, and Hindustan Zinc is at approximately 4.6%. These are your income-generating anchors. So let us do the actual math. Target annual income, 6 lakh rupees. Sustainable yield, 5% as our working number. Capital required equals 6 lakh rupees divided by 0.05. That is 1.2 crore rupees. But we are not done yet, because there is a tax reality that almost nobody explains clearly. Since the abolition of dividend distribution tax in 2020, dividend income in India is taxed at your personal income tax slab rate, between 5% and 30% depending on your total income. If you are in the 30% bracket, you do not keep 6 lakh rupees. You keep only 4.2 lakh rupees, which is just 35,000 rupees per month. And from April 2026, the government has also removed the interest deduction that investors could previously claim against dividend income, making tax planning even more critical. To actually net 50,000 rupees per month after 30% tax, you need your portfolio to generate roughly 8.57 lakh rupees in gross dividends annually. At a 5% yield, that means you need 1.71 crore rupees invested. That is the honest answer. Not 60 lakh rupees, not 1 crore rupees. 1.71 crore rupees for someone in the highest tax bracket. Now, before you close this video feeling defeated, this is exactly where the story gets genuinely interesting. Here is the insight that changes everything. The question is, never. How do I accumulate 1.71 crore rupees today? The question is, how do I build a portfolio that arrives at that number on its own, powered by time and compounding, while I keep investing consistently? And this is where most people's financial education has a massive blind spot. There are two completely different types of dividend stocks in India. Type 1, high yield, steady income stocks. Think Coal India yielding around 5.87%, ITC at 4.82%, Hindustan Zinc at 4.6%. These pay you meaningful income now, but grow their dividends slowly. Type 2, low yield, high growth stocks. Think HDFC Bank with a current yield of just 1.4%, but with a verified 5-year dividend growth rate of over 21% per year. Asian Paints, Nestle India, Titan. These companies barely pay you today, but their dividend compounds at a rate that transforms your income over a decade. Most people hear dividend investing and immediately go for Type 1 because the income today looks better. This is exactly backwards if you are younger than 45. Let me show you why with real numbers. Take 10 lakh rupees invested today. Scenario A. High yield stocks at 5% yield and 4% annual dividend growth. Year 1 dividend, 50,000 rupees. Year 10 dividend, 74,000 rupees. Year 20, dividend 1,09,000 rupees. Total dividends over 20 years, approximately 18 lakh rupees. Portfolio value after 20 years at 5% price growth, approximately 26.5 lakh rupees. Scenario B, same 10 lakh rupees in dividend growth stocks. Initial yield 1.5%, but 18% annual dividend growth. Year 1 dividend 15,000 rupees. Looks small, I know. Year 10 dividend 77,000 rupees. Year 20 dividend 4,20,000 rupees. Total dividends over 20 years, approximately 26 lakh rupees. Portfolio value after 20 years at 12% price growth, approximately 96 lakh rupees. Same initial investment. Scenario B gives you 44% more total dividend income over the full journey, a portfolio worth 3.6 times more. And in year 20, you are receiving nearly 4 times the annual income. The compounding of both dividend growth and price growth together creates an outcome that the high-yield approach simply cannot match over time. Now here is the complete roadmap to 50,000 rupees per month in dividends from wherever you are today. Let us say you are starting with 5 lakh rupees saved and can invest 20,000 rupees every single month. In phase 1 from year 1 to year 10, put 70% into verified dividend growth stocks like HDFC Bank, Nestle India, Asian Paints, and Titan, and 30% into a broad Nifty 50 index fund. By year 5, your portfolio will be worth approximately 20 lakh rupees, generating around 30,000 rupees in annual dividends. By year 10, your portfolio crosses 50 lakh rupees, and your annual dividend income approaches 1.5 lakh rupees. Here is the most important rule during this phase. Reinvest every single rupee of that dividend income back into the portfolio. Do not spend it. Not yet. Every reinvested rupee is compounding for you. In phase 2, from year 11 to year 15, gradually shift your allocation toward 50% dividend growth and 50% high-yield stocks like Coal India and ITC. Your portfolio compounds toward 1.2 crore rupees. Your annual dividends cross 4 lakh rupees. In phase 3, from year 16 onward, shift to 70% high-yield stocks to maximize your income. By year 18 to 20, your portfolio generates 7 to 8.5 lakh rupees annually in dividends. That is 58,000 to 70,000 rupees per month. You have comfortably crossed your target. Total money you personally contributed across 20 years, approximately 53 lakh rupees. Portfolio value at the end, approximately 1.8 to 2 crore rupees. The gap between what you put in and what you end up with is pure compound growth working silently decade after decade. That difference is why starting early matters more than starting with a large amount. 3 rules that will make or break your dividend journey. 1. Never chase yields above 7%, a payout ratio above 80%, or a yield that jumped because the stock price crashed is almost always a warning sign, not an opportunity. 2. Reinvest your dividends completely in the early years. This is non-negotiable. 3. Diversify across at least 12 to 15 stocks to protect against company-specific risk. Even the strongest blue chips can disappoint in individual years. The closing truth is simple. 1.71 crore rupees feels impossible when you are starting out. But the next 20 years will pass whether you invest or not. The only question is whether you want to be on the other side of those years, still entirely dependent on your salary, or sitting like Priya in Pune, watching a notification appear every month that has nothing to do with anyone you work for. The math works. The stocks exist in the Indian market right now. The path is clear. All that is left is the decision to begin today, not next month. If this helped you, hit the like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to Finance with Shivani for more honest money conversations every week. And watch our last video next. It covers the minimalist money rules that keep people financially stable in India, no matter their income. Link is right here. See you there.